hang on. We got to start this right. We have to start this well. And I have to start this despite my cat taking a crap. You would figure doing a one take I would just stop, but guys, my mood is too good because my 3D parts came. Thank you, Lokiwartooth. Hey guys, I am the crusty old crow. I am in a phenomenal mood right now. Neurons are firing, pathways are completed. I am just right into my builds. I was getting a good flow going. I was working. I was solving a lot of problems. Well, not problems. Putting in a lot of good stuff into that Cobra display I'm working on because I need the space. I need to move my Cobra army right now. They're boxed up, not even on display on any shelf. I was working hard on that and nothing was breaking on my momentum at all. My wife, hey, you want to have lunch? I'm like, fuck lunch, throw it on the floor. Right? Like, I gotta keep working. I'd see figures I had started on. Hey, do you want to finish this up? Not right now. Shut your fucking mouth. Who are you talking to down there? Never mind. I had a stride going. But I made the mistake of going out and having a dart. Decided I might as well go check the mail. I thought whatever I'm waiting on, probably going to be a Monday thing. Nope. Lokiwartooth, the package he brought to me that he had learned a lot through mailing out to me, has arrived. This highly anticipated box of 3D parts that I've been wanting to do for quite a while. And I had no idea what all he was sending. I just knew he was sending a box of 3D parts. We had worked out this trade between us. He needed figures to help pose his work for his website or for his site. And I needed stuff to start doing conversions. So guys, today on the tactical perspective, I'm going to send out a couple of shout outs today and I'm going to show you some of the parts that Lokiwartooth sent me, but sent us in that some of these, I have a few select parts I am including in my 350 subscriber contest. In with the figure, in with some custom art. Will be these 3D parts, and I'll talk about the custom art really quickly. I'm changing the custom art. I'm not satisfied with those sketches I did. They're too small. I need to do something bigger, so it'll be fewer, but there'll be some sort of piece of custom art from the Crow, just thrown in with the prize, with a figure, these 3D parts. Who knows what else I add between now and the 350, right? But I gotta mention a couple other people that deserve mentioning, and I know you guys think, oh, you could talk about Aaron the Toy Answer again. He always talks about Aaron, or D-Mac or Skullfrog. No, though you guys know, I have mad respects for that. I am gonna talk about, and I'm not talking about Viper Island. I'm just going to share some Joe news, and then talk about a couple of you guys and subscribers that have really just been amazing, and we'll go from there. So, Joe news. Oh my goodness. By the way, I forgot to wish you guys happy Joe Day yesterday. It was February 1st. Well, today's February 2nd, and it's the Crow's Day as I see it, because I'm going to get into some mad conversions here for a while. But I also am expecting some new figures to review and do more tactical perspective reviews on. But, oh man, look at the new torch, guys. I have purposely stayed away from looking at these digital renders. I took a quick glance at, looks cool, and then I stayed away from it because I wanted you to see what I see. And right off the bat, when I looked at the torch, okay, he's got this fuel tank on the back that says Knox Rule, and it has that yellow, it's on the yellow tank, that graffiti on there. So he's got a tank system which looks like it might be a reprint of Barbecue's system, who knows? Just having a glance over at Barbecue, I'll tell you that Barbecue's is actually different from this. So this could end up being our new Charbroil or Blowtorch pack as well for a future figure down the line. But then he's got his torch gun, and it's got, if you look down really close, you can see that the feature just above the nozzle is the flaming skull eyes. And it's got some flames shooting out the eyes, like that thing's just holding off a spout of flame as you go. I wonder if those are removable. I imagine they probably are. And then you got your clamp hose. The flame effects everybody's been looking for. You've got your standard burst, your spout, and then your short burst. I think that's what those are. Just a short burst, a long burst, and looks like idling flame. He also will come with 2 pistols. And then if you look at his arms, he's got the red flame tattoos on his arms there. Just a great add to that initial collection of dreadnoughts that we have. Everybody's going to want this. I'm excited about the fact that they at least kept the glasses fused to his face. I don't want any more dreadnought removable glasses if the cost is going to be mixed review quality control issues like the one I had. Who else was coming in that? Naugahyde. Yeah, man. Let's have a look at Naugahyde together. So, we knew we were getting a boar, but I didn't know we were getting a little spider monkey too. Or baboon, or whatever kind of monkey that is. He's got this kind of like, it looks like a crucifix back, a crucifix on the hilt of his machete. I can't even call that a machete next to the monkey. I have to call that some sort of sword. But it's got an interesting cross T hilt design to it. And I'm wondering if, I bet you, oh, I know what that's probably for. I think that's so that when it's mounted on perhaps the arrow pack, the quiver for the arrows, I think that blade will slide in there and the monkey might be able to stand or hold on to it or something. But he's got a nice compound bow and a good old, I don't know, looks like an explosive tipped arrow. And then he gets his own version of Lowlight's sniper rifle assembly and case. A couple of knives, and I imagine that hat is going to be removable. But we were seeing designs on that hat. I love the cheetah jacket, and I love I won't ignore the boar, but we knew about the boar. I mentioned it before. I love that cheetah print jacket that they've got on there. I feel like that's probably got more stories to tell on the side. And the anarchy tattoo, Loki Misfit, well, say this right. Lokiwartooth, aka Model Misfits 1138. Your note today, right? Nonconformity, anarchy. Yeah, man. That note was in the package. I read it. And look at that. We're looking at Naugahyde, who feels the same way. And he's definitely got that bit of a poucher feel to it. Almost like that movie. What was it? Wrong Turn? Just that. Oh, in your face. Whoa. Coincidentally, my tablet fell, but I'm not allowing you guys to have a shot. I have too much to show you today. Anyways, Naugahyde, pretty cool. This one I'm not as excited about. You guys knew that if you've watched my videos before on the stuff that brings up Night Creeper. I'm more of a fan of the head that it's got on there now than the Ninja Force variant head that they have to its side there. It's got a couple of sword designs. One looks like very dark mystic, like I know it's still an oriental style weapon. It's just one you don't see very often. These almost ceremonial type custom blades. I'm sure there are actual historical blades like that or variations of them. I wouldn't know where to even begin with that. I'm not going to speak to them, that's for sure. The 2 little curry knives or whatever you call them there on the back corner, the little black swinging knives, those are a good little accessory for him. And I guess they're going to sling into his belt, although I would have been less surprised if they had put him on the chest or under the arm somewhere, or even on the boots. He's gonna have a couple of shuriken. It looks like shuriken throwing star. He's got a shuriken throwing star hand, and then a knife hand. Basically, the knife hand in the army. This means you're in shit, or I'm telling you what to do. Knife hand. Roadhouse. Do you guys see that? They remade Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor is the heel in that one, eh? I will wait and see how that goes. All right, so for new Joe Figs, really quick, I was so happy looking at that. That was not what I expected when they said they were going to do a very traditional Jinx design. I thought they were going with the long sleeve 80s variant that we had in the O-ring 3 1/4. But I think this was a good choice to take the sleeves off the arm, put in a nice sleeve length tattoo on that one arm there on the right arm. I can't wait to see what that actually looks like, because It does look like it's got the faded traditional, back. You've had this tattoo a while effect, but it does look like the Japanese style uh clan arts, if you would, like the what members of certain clans are entitled to certain mosaics with certain animals or fish on their arms. Looks like she has that going on there, and I do see a little bit of pink in it. I'm just gonna get my pointer here. I'll switch hands. So it does tell me that there will be a lot of pretty colors on that tattoo. If you look just about midway up the bicep, you'll see a little patch of pink. So I imagine as we turn that arm, we're gonna have a really nice design. But the dragon, the brand, the one that used to sit more centered in her chest, has been moved off to the left breast, and that's great. Loving the arms, love that simple short haircut with just a great simple expression on there. I'm not reading any vibe. It's a calm expression, but it's almost the perfect female Asian facial sculpt as far as what we have seen so far. I mean, Akiko's was good. I didn't have a problem with Akiko for Snake Eyes Origin, but to have that short hair, and she is actually really pretty. Like, honestly, like on a simplest way, pretty. And then you've got your hooded mask for when you don't want her to be pretty. You just want her to be Jinx, right? And then it looks like, I'm not sure if that's a belt accessory or the headband accessory there. And then she's got her traditional two-sided spear. I can't remember what these are called. These these pike type weapons. And then her katana, a couple of extra hands. So really not a lot coming in right there. Now these are the additional, the early digital renders that we have available. Could they be adding stuff to this? I don't know, but I don't think they will. I think the loadout they have, I'm surprised, actually. I thought there would be more weapons involved in this kit. I really did. But I guess if that keeps the cost low and keeps it achievable, great. Speaking of keeping cost efficient or low or whatever, a 2-pack. Oh, Crow, didn't you say something a long time ago that nobody paid attention to about they need to bring back the 2 and 3 packs? They need to do more of these. These are the keys to the kingdom right here. Okay, so we're getting the Tiger Force roadblock in the traditional Tiger Force colors with the Tiger Force tripwire, which everybody was kind of mixed feedback about. I still don't have a tripwire. I have found out how to get onto Hasbro Pulse for Canadian ordering. I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to order a couple of figures on there, but tripwire has gone down a little bit in priority in that I don't know if I want 2 tripwires, and I do want this 2-pack. I like the Tiger Force tripwire, and I like the Tiger Force roadblock, and I really didn't think I would. I definitely will get both tripwires, I think. I think that's going to happen, but I'm definitely looking to pick this up when Toys R Us, I hope, gets it down the line. So with it, you get your traditional tripwire pack, his backpack with the anti-tank mines, the high-tech anti-tank mines. I don't think they're anti-purse mines, guys. I'm pretty sure we have conventions to prevent us from using anti-purse mines in this era. But he definitely has the anti-tank mines, and they slip into that backpack just like they did back in the 80s. I think you got three disc mines at that time. And then he's got his little drone. They gave it a name, I can't remember. And the drone controller, just like the one that we have with Scrap Iron. He'll have a pistol, and then Roadblock will have a pistol, but he'll have a big-ass backpack. I imagine that's going to be packed to the nines, full of ammo. And he's going to have a very cool custom Tiger Force bump helmet. I'm excited to see how that all works. And now I'm thinking that, yeah, they're not showing us quite everything yet that's going to be coming with these. Because while they have the backpack of ammo, they do have the tripod-mounted 50 caliber machine gun that is very synonymous with Roadblock through the comics. The this was him, right? And I think in the toy line, they even gave him a 50 cal at some point. But there's no belt of ammo, yet there is a slot on the side of it to receive a belt of ammo. And that backpack, it would be explicable that it would have a slot for another belt of ammo to attach to. All right, so I think that some of these digital renders are excluding pieces of kit that's still being hashed out, perhaps, or I don't know what. If not, then I consider that absence severe for the belt of ammo. It's the same problem I have with the Ram Gatling gun being taken out of the housing and given to a figure to use. There's no drum of ammo, no belt of ammo. This is the one I am super pumped about. Doc is finally coming to Joe. They aren't skimping out. They've given him what appears to be a folding stretcher. Now, I think it's just plastic meant to look like fabric, but I am not sure, guys. This could have a play factor of attaching to his back in some way, just in that they've got it folded down in half, like the ability to fold down in half. You've got the little flex buckles for the figure represented. I don't know if they'll be functional. I don't see buckles that'll be functional, but they might use the little clip system on the back to clip your buckles in under the stretcher over your figure. But I don't think that's actual fabric. I'd be very impressed if it was actual fabric. And if so, if this thing could collapse down to a manageable frame, like a tripod size frame, and stowed on his back, that was exactly what I was dreaming this figure would have, but did not think Hasbro would do. So far, the indications are they were thinking it too for sure with that foot stretcher. He's also got that bump helmet, and you know the Crow loves those bump helmets. Modern Army helmets, right? Joe's all had the old Korea War style, Vietnam, World War II style helmets, even mid-80s Balkan War helmets, but the bump helmet is the way to go. And then he's going to have a holster with a flare gun. And then it looks like, and I've heard this before, it's probably a taser, as he is a non-combatant. He's got his medical insignia on there. And I wonder if Cobra follows the rules, like the Geneva Convention and rules of war and things like that. I wouldn't think they would. But that medical patch is supposed to prevent you from being shot at. And I'm creating my medic based off the idea that medics aren't always safe. Yeah, that's enough about that. So I want to send a shout out to a couple subscribers right off the bat. First off, I want to hit up Daredevil Dave. Daredevil Dave has been watching my videos for a while now, and he comments from time to time. And I didn't even realize, I apologize, Dave, I didn't realize how close I was coming to your turf when I was giving my custom Joe company the names Red Devils, right? And you understood that it was all tied to the Devil's Brigade in World War II and the Canadian-US relationship. And that's what I bring into my Joe fan, whatever, collecting story arcs for my end state universe, I call it. But he's always had such great suggestions from time to time. And one of the ones he had mentioned, Daredevil Dave, thanks very much for that, was that the Value Village find I had from my last video about the bargains I'd found and the toys I was going to murder. He mentioned, why are you going to do a claw when, you know, underwater vehicle? I was like, oh shit, yeah, I hadn't thought of that. So, you know, this is what happens when I get new things in my hand. I see so much potential in it. I don't lock in on anything. I keep it open. You've heard me say before, sometimes the figure will dictate, sometimes the model will dictate, sometimes a drawing will dictate where it wants to go. That's fine. I'm just along for the ride and giving it the hands to do it. So thanks very much for the suggestions, Daredevil Dave. Digital Diarrhea is the winner of our what was it 250, guys, or 200 contest. It was our 200 contest. Jeez, I'm getting dumb with my meds. 200 contest, and he won himself a Cobra officer from the Python Patrol line, and he has been the most amazing prize winner I've ever met. Seriously, this guy is just a great, kind-hearted guy. he took a prize that he had won, and he is basically showing me an avenue of generosity I've never seen before, and we will be talking. But those are the two big guys I wanted to shout out besides our focus, which is Lokiwartooth today. But there's a store I want to shout out here in Ottawa, Kobold's Corner here in Ottawa on Hazeldean, just near Eagleson. They're a comic store, but yeah, they are on Hazeldean Road if you are here in Ottawa or coming to this area anytime soon. Just a small little comic shop inside this little plaza of flooring and kitchen stuff. But there's their hours. They're open in the afternoons and they close down in the evenings. That's enough about that. They sell your comics and your game stuff, but this is why they get the shout out from me. They got a great idea of bidding old toys that were in kind of battered, non-collector's shape. And for a conversion guy, that was gold. So they had that bin. And yeah, the Captain Lou Albano. I was so close to just buying that just as a backdrop prop because Captain Lou is my gen wrestling. But I'm just not a big wrestling guy, guys. You don't see me doing much with it. And then they had that old spinning head Beetlejuice there. That was fun. But they even had a $2 bin, guys. And between the two of them, I found some great solutions to some figure problems I had going on there. So these, what is it? It's a Marvel Legends Taskmaster, Iron Man, and a Pirates of the Caribbean McFarlane toy. Between them, they solved like 3 or 4 custom creation issues. And Taskmaster, oh my goodness, he's getting such new pieces. But I was also always hunting this down. They carry this is the core rulebook for the G.I. Joe RPG, which is a great way to just explore what you can do with your characters, even just reading it. Will I play it? I don't know. Depends on if I ever find somebody to play it with, I guess. But reading it cover to cover, absolutely. Because I looked through this, and this thing is gorgeous little source book. But they also have this book, an anthology called The Cobra Wars, which I'm very interested in reading because of my visions of Joe and things like that. So we all know there's lots of visions of Joe, and every artist, every writer, and every medium has had a different kind of take on their Joes, right? They've crossed over into other properties, of course they have, and they've had their big reveals, and they've had some critical continuity, like deaths, and then what were they ever did? Alternate timelines, different stories, things like that. It really depends on who's holding the pen, doesn't it? So I feel no problem, and pardon me as a Canadian, but if I say the U.S., Canada's included, doing a fall of U.S. dystopian mindset when I treat my Joe conversions and do my variants. If it's called an end state variant or an RDC, it comes from a dystopian place in the Joe universe, where Cobra is very much the ones who shut down our continent. But anyways, enough about that. We're here about the 3D parts, and we're here about Model Misfits 1138. He is among you in the subscriber base. I consider him a friend of the channel, absolutely. He is Lokiwartooth, and Lokiwartooth did provide. Did he ever? So we worked out a deal. I sent him a couple of figs, like I said, and he sent me a bag of stuff. And you can see he's working on some stuff. What is that he's working on? Oh my, an Awe Striker. Yeah, Loki, if you're watching, we'll be talking about that down the line, I'm pretty sure. Ha ha ha. Right, but Loki, just a genuine good soul guy, God and country, Loki, God and country, but very busy guy, and very passionate about helping people build the Joes that they want to build the figures. He does comics, he does Joe, he does other things. Their files he downloads, and he masters the prints himself as best as he can. And then when he gets them ready for an order, if there's some assembly, I've seen indications in what I got that the assembly is there. So yeah, this is a murder, but we are doing a kind of a tactical perspective on the stuff he sent me, because the entire reason I wanted this stuff was to build my better Joes. All right, so let's get clearing the stage here and get some stuff. You know what else he sent me? He sent me this crazy candy. I'm going to try a piece for the first time. This one, it's called Toxic Waste Nuclear something. And let's see how that goes for me. Well, I swing over here. Oh, it's sour as shit. Oh, yeah. That'll make my coffee feel a lot better. Here's just a sample of some of the pieces that were included. Now, here you have my steel core trooper stripped down to the bones. Right? I've even taken the panty liners off the pomade. And you see that I had some hot boiling water in there. All right. There in my thing, my bag of goodies was a series of tack vests and load-bearing vests that Loki makes on his site that I was very curious about. There are a number of different resins at play depending on the parts. I shouldn't say a number, but there's at least a couple. The resin, the plastic that Hasbro uses to make this makes this very flexible in the hand. Correct? Yes, Crow, you're correct. Good. Raise your hands if you have questions. I'll get to you. All right, so let's go into my little tickle chunk box here, which I'm going to do up as my special show box. Oh, more goodies from Loki. Oh, you know what? I like this one. This was exciting to me. It's a Punisher vest, but do you know how many units use that Punisher logo for their EOD and other things? But look at how pliable that is, and that's one of Loki's prints. And just like everything else that we do with our Hasbro conversions and figure swaps and everything like that, a simple matter of the boiling water or the hot water and a couple of minutes inside loosens everything up, and that goes on beautifully. And if you have a look, he's got a little clip pin system there. I just have to get this one flush with more hot water, but that clips it in and allows you to take it off if you're sick of looking at that particular look on your character. I got a bunch of really cool heads. I like this one, the Cobra Trooper head with his hair out. And I'm just using it as an example of what Loki's opened up, right? Like the custom swaps with new rigs and gears that I don't have through Hasbro figures or buying doubles of things, right? So I got a number of heads out of this, but I'm just going to show you on the back, okay? There is nothing, I think, that anybody can really do about the head pin neck issue that Hasbro is putting conversion artists through. I'll give you some examples right here, okay? So many different ways to approach the subject. You could go open head entirely to ensure that the entire head and neck get in there. Ta-da! Cobra Commander Steel Core Legion, right? Or you could use the widest opening and be pretty sure it's going to get in there. Dread Dark Steel Core Legion, whatever. This opening's fine. Sometimes the file probably doesn't even include the hole because it assumes you're going to use your own means to create the hole. And sometimes the hole is the smaller fit with a hollow beneath it, etc., etc. Oh, you know, I was so scared about dropping resin because of what happened to some BattleTech droids that somebody printed me for the game BattleTech that I've never played but paint for. They shatter like glass, but this held up. I was happy. So I got a variety of heads here, and I have plans for them. That's some of the Cobra ones, but let's go through the box. We'll come back to that. So Loki's located out of Louisiana, and he goes by the Instagram name Model Misfits 1138. And he reached out to me, said, hey man, I want to work with you. I want to send you some stuff there. Like, not work with you, but I want to send you some stuff. Maybe you could talk about it on the show. And I said, yeah, man, especially if this could work for both of us, for maybe we drum up some business, right? Maybe. Loki's got a lot of stuff going on, so he is a very busy guy, but he does 3D printing is his source of income that he's really hoping goes somewhere right now. So I really want to hook him up. I've already put in, even before I saw this, I had such faith in Lokiwartooth, guys. I was nervous about the shipping problems But I knew he was going to produce some good stuff, and he did. I did my second order before I even got this stuff. I put my order in yesterday to get a start on a figure I'm dying to do. But look at this stuff. Like, we've got ourselves a heavy Gatling cannon. Now, clearly, Loki took the time to kind of put that together. I don't think that was all one print. I think there was some gluing involved in that. But it's an underslung, one-man killing machine. He wanted me, I'm sure. I think he was saying this would go on Bull, right? And I was like, yeah, it would. But we weren't able to get it in time, and I had to finish Bull. I just had to finish it. But we get belts of ammo, which I'm sure if I were to drop that in the water would become pliable enough to be used. It can't be used with this one, and this one's got its own self-contained ammo source, so no problems there. But this one comes with a box of ammo, rigged to a backpack frame, right? So this is what I was talking about with the Tiger Force Roadblock. What he would need is a belt of ammo for his 50 cal, right? Ta-da! And that pretty much is 50 cal ammo, so we're good there. I've got a minigun, I think it is. I'm not sure if there was supposed to be another piece or something. It doesn't matter. Crow can always adapt. Crow can develop a piece for this second minigun. That'll be a nice piece of kit for some other ideas I'm working on. And then we got our couple of ammo boxes here, which will just be great to have on board, right? Some extra ammo boxes. And then we got our vests here, and a lot of different styles of vests, man. He can do a lot. Even on my next order, I think I ordered 2 or 3 different styles of vests. I think I ordered a snow serpent or a snow trooper kind of thing too, right? So lots of good stuff there, but I'm not done. What else did he throw you, Ryan? Like some leg holsters, right? A hard pack leg holster for a character, some knife holsters, and he even threw in the knives for me. He made sure they fit nice. A wrist gauntlet for a dreadnought type character, some arm pouches, and I did a test fit on these things with the hot water, guys, and they appear hard when you get them, but they soften right up like jelly. 10-15 seconds into the hot water and slide on the arm like everything else Hasbro does. Same as the belts. The belts have that clip system as well. Now I do have to work one of these clips, but that's fine. I have 2 3D printers I haven't set up. I have a filament and a resin. I'm in no rush to do it. I want to wait till I move to my final house, which is soon, hopefully. But yeah, with guys like this, I don't feel the rush. Let them do all this stuff. I'll keep those printers for when I figure it all out and the time comes, right? But I know a lot of times you got to do test print after test print after test print. It's the wrong resin. It came out the wrong way. It's the wrong size ratios, whatever. I could understand that, right? So if there's a flaw in anything, I'm very forgiving about flaws. Like Bob Ross, man. You see a mistake, I see a happy little cloud, motherfucker. All right, so let's move on to what else he got us. Oh, and don't forget, like, share, subscribe, get those notifications. You know, be a part of the conversation. Stop humming on about it. Yeah, I talk a lot, but I talk about Joe. I talk about Joe-related stuff, pop culture stuff. I have a good time, guys. And this channel, we're going to be doing some stuff this year that's going to be worth talking about, between conversions and dioramas, and maybe a certain challenge going out to a certain other YouTuber in the near future. All that's on the table. You stick around, you're going to see something you like, I'm sure, guys. Look at that, an M60, a spare for my rock and roll if I lose it, or for my tunnel rat. It doesn't have the handle on top, and that's fine, because this M60 in particular, I am happy to just put as perhaps a crew-mounted weapon on a vehicle. Perhaps a cupola on a certain tank-like vehicle from Steeler. Ooh, the ideas. Then we got this really cool one, so I can have it with the butt or without. He included both pieces, but that's along the same lines as what I was saying about light reconnaissance and armored vehicle. You know, shorter weapons that don't snag when you're moving through dense bush and things like that, or clops of bamboo trees and shit. You know, maybe you don't need that buttstock. Maybe you're a fire from the hip within 25 meter kind of guy. That's the kind of weapon for you. Then we got the AK variants, heavier AKs, PKMs are they or whatever. That's fine. I can show you this stuff all day, guys. But the beautiful saw, beautiful grenade launcher, and it's got that drum action. Again, he put that together for me. Oh, gung ho, aren't you happy? But that's definitely a hardball weapon, isn't it, guys? Definitely a hardball. And then all the shoulder patches. He sent me a few, I think 5 pairs of shoulder patches and everything. And what I noticed is I think there was 6 actually. 3 regular and then 3 that were Arakakashi, for however you say that, for the ninja builds and things like that. Doing up the Ninja Force stuff. Ooh, that wasn't all. Look at all those heads, guys. Heads, belts. I got my Falcone head I'm going to be working on. I don't think it's the Falcone head other people were going with, I don't know, but my Falcone's gonna be a badass, not a Ken doll. I got some special characters in here. I thought this was great. I've been hoping, I was getting an order ready that was going to include this already, but this particular head right here is going to be my what is it, end state variant of a Psych Out. I want to do my own Psych Out, and it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be more sci-fi than tactical, I'll tell you that, but there'll be a reason for it. But he's got a lot of choices for heads, guys. Female dial tone, you know, some pilots, some plain looking guys, some World War II heroes, alternate Hawk is in there somewhere, Valkyries, some females. He's getting more. Good ninja head right here. Where was the one I was really excited? I think that might end up being Joe Colton when I'm done with it. There's my Hawk. There's a really cool veteran infantry head right there, you know, old schooler. But I love this Angry Scott. Yeah, there you go. So I have a lot to go through, including, should Snake Plissken join Tiger Force? Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this stuff, guys. But especially, I already know what I'm doing with my variant of a Shadow Tracker, and yeah, this Cobra, hooded Cobra, I've been dying to have. And I know lots of other guys want to have a hooded Cobra Commander come out from Hasbro. I'm just not going to wait. I'm not a patient man for this kind of stuff. So I'm going to bash on. I am going to get doing more conversions. But I got to get this Cobra shelf back in order. I've ripped some things out and put new things in. It's coming along, but I need the space. This whole place is getting cluttered. And between figures and Joes, I think I got at least my summer carved out, guys. So thanks for watching. Thanks.